river of thought is always flowing. It never stops. It's constantly going. And if you go out into a pretty fast moving river and put your arms out, the water just goes around you. It keeps flowing regardless. And trying to stop the thoughts like, the whole don't think about the white elephant in the room. You're going to think about it. But also we can't control sometimes what comes down that river of thought. Just like if you're sitting on the side of a river and just watching what comes down, there'd be a log and maybe an otter and a leaf or whatever, canoe, but you don't get to pick those, right? They just happen. And it's something that we have to understand and not be in resistance to. In the same way with sexuality, we can have these thoughts that pop in that don't serve us. And they can come from anywhere. And randomly. I mean, like we look at the Blue Sky and High Heels chapter of George's book. He hears the tapping and this thought enters his head, right? Now, obviously that's a trigger that was tied to something. But a lot of times these thoughts that pop in our head, we don't have any control over them. And one of the things I tell people, tell myself, it's not that we have the thought, it's what we do when we have the thought. What's our reaction to that, right? So first thought wrong is designed to be a pause. It's meant to catch something before it starts going down this rabbit hole that we don't need to be involved in, that will lead us to a bad place, right? Like a fantasy or picturing a past sexual experience or something that we saw. It doesn't serve us. It doesn't help. In fact, we end up in a really bad space with it. So first thought wrong is designed to pause that process, because when that thought enters our mind, if we don't stop it, the reel starts running, the movie starts running. And one thing leads to another. And the next thing we know, we're ramped up. Now we're starting to look at stuff online, whatever it is. So you have to catch this stuff. You have to catch these thoughts in your mind early so they don't turn into things that they shouldn't down the road and cause problems. This is something that we have to be very diligent about, because we're used to having thoughts and then just letting those thoughts run, right? A lot of times, we don't catch those things. We don't control them. We don't step in there and go, well, wait a minute, I need to filter this out because this doesn't help me, right? And we can see this in our natural lives where maybe we get a thought that someone disrespected us. And then we start thinking about them in a bad way. And then we start thinking about how to get back at them. That's poison to us, right? So these first thought wrong is about understanding that the river of thought flows, especially when it comes to the addictive stuff when we're in it, it flows. And what we are responsible to do is to catch that stuff right when it occurs, not let it run, not let it build up, not let it become more than it's supposed to be, right? So, but that takes what? Discipline. It takes discipline. And how do we build discipline? It's not willpower. It's stacking pennies, a little bit by little bit by little bit. And we have to ask that, like, are we doing that? Are we stacking these pennies a little bit by little bit? And that's something that we really have to pay attention to. And we know the answer to it as well. So if you can practice this now and catch this stuff, you can learn this technique where you can apply it in other areas of your life. It can save you a lot of time. It can save you a lot of heartache, and save you wasting a lot of time and energy in places that you don't need to be in, that don't serve you.